So I kept seeing the image earlier of like a rose blossoming. There's some sort of like alchemy connected to this because I keep seeing those alchemical formulas as maybe I think that's what the word I was looking for is the formulas. All have to do with like I'm hearing alchemy. And this is like what's happening on a deep soul level for many right now. There's like a blossoming of the heart space because the rose is connected to the heart space. And so there's a lot of that type of chakra activation right now going on for the world. And much of it is actually having to take place through the process of pain. And so like pain has been a deep instigator for this like heart space awareness and the heart space unlocking. And it ends up coming through multiple rounds of suffering in order to break into that space at times. And I'm hearing from many. And so there's like an alchemical process that's been happening in the process of many people dealing with rounds and cycles of pain and trauma. It's kind of like the Rumi, or is it Rumi, the quote that says about like the wound is where the light gets in. There's something to that here where like many people's enlightenments are being the thresholds. I'm hearing the thresholds are being reached right now in many people's lives of like pain into power. I'm hearing alchemical fusion happening between pain and then like breaking into freedom from that whole process, like the freedom being the peace here. Yeah, the alchemical rose is like a thing here for the vibe of this collective right now, is that there's like a deep alchemical pain into power process that's happening for so many on in this field. So that's good news for those that have been trying to make sense of their suffering. That's very soon going to feel very dramatic for you, like to understand the need for that. The process of pain and refinement, or refinement through pain. So that's coming for many people. And I'm hearing the breakthrough is at hand. So I feel like that I'm hearing has been a long time coming. So be aware that there is a final, I keep hearing final destination, but I don't mean that in the way that the movie was speaking of that. Final destination in the sense that like the old identity is weaving, I'm hearing weaving away and like dissolving away of that was like connected to pain as like the pain body story. So that's like the death process that is like in its final destination, because there's many people I'm seeing flipping into a consciousness of eternity through the deep suffering in time that many of us have fallen into. And so like as we come into the awareness of a greater experience through referencing the past and what we have gone through, and know like what to not keep perpetuating because we've had enough pain around those stories, we automatically flip into the other narrative, because I'm hearing experiential truth is something that we become quite aware of, is like what we become aware of our personal truth through the experiences of the opposite of our truth. So like we're aware of what our truth is now because we've experienced so much opposite of that. And it helps us to create better environments, healthier experiences for ourselves, and become innovative. I'm hearing innovative with ideas for the world around us and how to flip the narrative of our existence. And I'm hearing there is hope for the future, that there is a light for humanity at the other end of this flip side tunnel. I'm hearing and I'm seeing like Polaris being like a super prominent bright star in the constellation. It's like specifically Polaris. Is that the star that is connected to like the Big Dipper? But is that also then connected to being like a bear? because I'm seeing that like the star Polaris is somehow connected to like a bear's eye. So there's like this star leading humanity, which is like the frequency of the heart space, reflected in the night sky above us, because it anchors us into the other frequency shift. And so the frequencies of Polaris and the frequencies of that energetic signature that would be connected to Polaris is our frequency signature out, is our frequency signature key. And so studying those frequencies, it helps us to align ourselves with, I'm hearing like the way out of the matrix. There's like a big role reversal I'm hearing of like the government like control into the hands of the people. There's like a huge like reversal that's coming. I know nothing of what this is specifically. I'm just seeing an energy dynamic coming in the future, that over the next 2 to 4 years, there's going to be a great flip and role reversal of like where the power stands on this planet. And so I do see like the people reclaiming the voice and reclaiming the power, because we begin to understand how powerless the few above us are with us without our support of them backing them. So yeah, that's a big thing that's coming. Also, I'm seeing footprints. This is another thing, but the footprints in the sand is connected to that star Polaris, or it's like guiding us to the frequencies of Polaris. So that's like the way, the footprints leading us into the direction of the frequency, star frequency there. We're being basically elevated in the Earth's frequency, coming into the stars, literally like raising our vibration so high that there is a flashpoint. There is like a climactic event that does, I believe it does have to do with the sun. And that is the thing that flips the world into the frequency of Polaris. So I do believe that there's going to be some sort of star flash or something that is like a heavenly celestial flash that is part of this shift. Once this happens on the energetic grid, it collapses. The current energetic grid like collapses, which is a major piece of the prison being held over humanity's mind and greater soul right now, is this systemic prison of frequency that is everything to do with the patriarchal, parasitic upon the organic being of this planet. All of that is a foreign vibration to this organic being. And it is not positive for her. It's not elevating and nurturing of the planet. It is the opposite. It is depleting, and it is weighing the planet down and keeping the planet down. And so then it's like, as the sun, I think I'm looking at like a solar flare, as the solar flare comes in, it wipes out that energetic grid and the technical grid, and for a couple days it's like down and it's off. And then when I'm hearing we wake back up, so it could be like, I'm hearing flashpoint, when humanity, when we come through and come to, it's only like a couple days. Like there will be maybe like a scare that it would last a long time, but it's gonna be like 3 to 4 or so days. It's not a very long time like maybe it is a long time to think about being in the dark without electronics, but it would be enough time for people to get on that frequency of the heart space. And so there's a piece of this that flips humanity into the opposite narrative of catastrophic destruction. It is like the salvation of humanity and the salvation of the planet when the grid goes down for a couple of days due to like a solar flash. So that's coming, and that's actually how the alternative narrative starts to take shape in that space of frequency space from the grid's frequency. Interesting channeling. I hope you all had a good time listening to that, and stay positive, because what you went through and all of the things that felt, I'm hearing, demanding on your spirit, were all for a reason, and you'll begin to see what that is very, very soon. It's going to be like good karma. Okay, guys, take care. So this is a brief side note after the original recording that I went back and looked up the frequency spiritual meaning of Polaris, and because Polaris is a fixed star in the night sky, it represents truth because it never changes. And so Polaris is a star for anyone that is seeking their own truth and ultimate truth, which is unconditional love, freedom, and sovereignty.